pull off a stable start against South Africa in the second test in Pune. Mayank Agarwal has shown again that another century, but Rohit Sharma could only manage 14 runs this time around. Kagiso Rabada was South Africa's pick of the bowlers with the ball, taking 3 crucial wickets. Now Kohli and Rahane will come to bat. They are already at the crease and they will be back tomorrow, and the captain is standing tall with a 63 not out next to his name. Ajay, a good start for India, but of course it's like comparing apples and oranges. We do not get to see Rohit Sharma bat the way he did the last time around.
Yeah, I think to be fair to him, it was a beauty, the ball he got out. You know, it was absolutely peach of a delivery. Early on in the innings, never easy. And remember, Vineet, this was a surface where there was some assistance for the faster bowlers. Even if you see the Indian lineup, they made one change. Hanuma Vihari didn't play. Umesh Yadav is playing this game. Just the kind of track and the rains that have happened in the past in Pune. So there was something on the surface, especially the first session for the seam bowlers. And I think Rabada probably didn't get that help from the other end. He bowled really well. You see all his spells. He was absolutely brilliant. But again, I think the quality of the spinners for South Africa, that's the big worry. I think Mayank Agarwal once again showing the hunger for runs he's got and the way he batted so beautifully. What I like about him is his footwork, very compact in his defense as well. He's got that good technique, good head as well, and that hunger for runs is very evident the way he's shaping up Mayank Agarwal.
Right, Mr. Bedi, and Mayank Agarwal in fact solidifying his spot as an opener in the team.
I think as far as openers are concerned, that has been settled as far as G2, 2 or 3 right. Coming series in India. Rohit with Mayank Agarwal. In 273, if you have a partnership of 135 runs and another partnership of 75 unbeaten, that speaks volume of the depth of Indian batting. Right. And as far as bowling is concerned, Krishna Maharaj and Muthu Swami are no patch, no insult meant to them. Although Krishna Maharaj is 1 wicket short of 100, but then it is expect them to do something wonders against this Indian batting is wrong. Quite possible tomorrow may be another day. So we cannot.
South Africa had an extra pacer today, unlike last time.
But then today also, if you are talking Rohit, you see Mayank Agarwal also struggled in the first 1 hour and a half. He also struggled. He just managed to stay put on the wicket, but it's very tough to be there. So that means you need a patience also to be there. It is not that all the Indian dominated first session. Come to think of it, India were on the back foot, played a good bowling, but Rabada didn't get the support from other side. That's it.
Absolutely, Rabada did not get the support that he needed. In fact, Nikhil, you're at the heart of the situation. Watched every ball. What do you make? What's your assessment of day one for India? India is in command so far. We had a couple of downers, so to speak. Rohit Sharma, not making too much of an impact this time around. But what has been your assessment so far of day one?
I think the beauty has been how Kagiso Rabada has bowled. This track had something in it for the quick bowlers. Surprisingly, very paltry captaincy. A captain, Faf du Plessis, not using his mind at all. After every session that we've come back, Rabada getting all the 3 wickets. He started with Keshav Maharaj and Philander. He never threw the ball to Kagiso Rabada. Even that session after lunch, the first over was bowled by Philander as well as Keshav Maharaj. We all felt that that's the moment in time where South Africa can probably try and put some pressure on India. Had they got this wicket either of Virat Kohli or Ajinkya Rahane, then don't forget that you have the wicket keeper. We played a batsman less. There were chances of looking to stop India less than 400, but that wasn't the key. And even if you look at the shoulders of the South Africans, very down, very dejected. So I'm a little surprised how the South Africans are going about their business.
Right. Just a point I have to make, because I remember the third session, the start of the third session, the new ball was taken by South Africa and Philander was given the new ball. And the pace he was bowling was 125. And that's big surprise for me. A South African fast bowler bowling at 125, just angling across. And I remember, the commentators making a mention as well that du Plessis is just going to Philander, telling him that he's got to really pep up and bowl with much more speed, because bowling to a top class, world class batsman like Virat Kohli, and you're bowling at 125. And Nikhil makes a very valid point that you have someone like Rabada. Why not give him the second new ball? You have the world's best batsman Virat Kohli along with Ajinkya Rahane. You got to take wickets early session, start of the session, and if the batsman gets his eyes in, it's always difficult to dislodge him then.
Right, Mr. Bedi, what do you make of the fact?
Before they could take second new ball, that play was called off. They wanted to have it, and umpires insisted. I think Nikhil will be able to tell you more, but what we heard from commentators, umpires, they wanted to take a new ball, so umpires said that either just go along with the spinners or we call off the day, and they called off the day.
What did you make of Nikhil talking about Faf du Plessis and his captaincy?
No, he's a very poor captain. So very poor captaincy, and he does not inspire the confidence. Sometimes, you may not be a great captain, but you should inspire. Your presence should inspire. It is not all the captains have been great. A lot of I can name so many captains India had. They were not good captains, but their presence was. Du Plessis may be a great captain, but he's not inspiring. That is the problem. And as Nikhil said, doesn't know how to deal with the bowlers. And if you cannot, you are wild. Okay, you started with a spinner, but then after 1 or 2 hours, you must have realized it is the pacers who are going to do wonders, whatever they can do. So if you cannot understand that pitch, you cannot read him pitch immediately. So what is captain there for? So he is, as a captain, I don't think he deserves to be there as a captain. He may be a good wicketkeeper.
Right, Nikhil, what is going on with the South African side? We did get to see Kagiso Rabada pick up most of the wickets. The rest of the bowling, seems very pedestrian. And the fact that, they do have an extra pacer in the form of Nortje, it hasn't much created of an impact when it comes to, the batting prowess of India. They have not been able to dislodge us the way we have been able to dislodge them when it comes to our bowling attack.
The way they've gone out.
All credit to the way they've gone out about that business. Mayank Agarwal, that first half an hour, there was something in the track, the ball moved around, that opening spell of Rabada and Philander, they played well. And Nortje, he bowled that one delivery in a game at 152 kilometers an hour. So this man has got some sort of pace, but the important thing is he's a debutant. Somebody needs to be standing in mid-off, Vineet, and telling him what are the lines, and most importantly in test match cricket, what are the lengths that you have to be bowling. He bowled a bouncer to Mayank Agarwal. Mayank got hit in the head, and the very next ball, he was looking to set him up. He pitched it right up. But Mayank Agarwal, the champion player that he is, he's oozing with confidence, drove it right through covers. And at that moment in time, you needed somebody to be telling Nortje where his line in that spell has got to be, and most important, like I said, where his length has got to be. You can't have the same sort of feel for somebody batting at 70 and somebody batting at 10 who's just come in. So small little mistakes, even if your bowlers are a little inexperienced, but with smart captaincy, you can go out there and put some pressure on the batsman as well.
Absolutely. And Ajay, the body language of the South African captain, even in the pre-match press conference, was a bit of dullness and languish. What do you think is really going on with the South Africa? In the first test around, they did still manage to make some sort of an impact and dent. What is going around this time?
I think it's just the mindset, Vineet, because as a touring side, once you come to India, you realize, yes, the conditions are going to be tough. India are a top quality side, but again, you got to play to your potential. That's important. You can't see the opposition, how they have played in the past. As a captain, you got to improvise. You got to be on the button all the time. And I think du Plessis, with his field settings, with his rotation of bowlers, is lacking that. We saw it in Vizag as well in the earlier test match. He hasn't been up to the mark so far. And I think if he does the same way, one test match still remaining, because now you see this first day, once again, all the sessions have belonged to India. India set the tone, they won the toss, once again decided to bat. If you get a score around 500, South Africa always, when they come into bat, are going to be under pressure. They're just going to save the game. They can't win the game from here on. So I think, as a captain, you've got to be proactive, and du Plessis is lacking that.
Mr. Bedi,
I won't make that final statement. Ajay and Nikhil are the cricketers, they have played, but I think today is a day.
So you disagree with both of them?
No, I don't disagree. They have their view. They have said they know better than me. You are asking my view. Today is one day, first day. And let's see what.
It's okay to disagree with the cricketer on a sports show.
No, what he says is right.
It makes for good television.
Listen, if any team puts up a 500 score on the board, other team is under pressure. You don't need a rocket science for that. 500 and you are already out. Because you are going to save the match, and you are not going to win the match. That is what Ajay said. I agree with him. But let's see what happens tomorrow. Whether this Rabada with new ball and his companion Philander will do anything, or they will stick to the way script will be played again, like that. That is my question. I'm not challenging them.
Right, absolutely. And Nikhil, India, in fact, was commanding on day one. They need not make many mistakes going forward. Virat Kohli and Rahane are at the crease. How circumspect, do the captain and Rahane have to be from here now? And what kind of a partnership should they, in fact, ensue and embed so that, when other batsmen come and bat, it's just like a comfortable drive for them to make it a heavy total which intimidates South Africa when they come into bat?
Well, put it this way, Vineet, Team India is in the driver's seat. Captain Kohli batting on 60 plus, and his 50 conversion rate is 60%. So hopefully we can see 100 from him. But tomorrow is a fresh start. He'll have to take fresh guard and try and get a big 100. We've all been waiting for some time now. We normally are very used to seeing 100 from Virat Kohli very consistently. But I think Team India would be looking to bat big. They get 500 runs on board, and if the Indian spinners come out and bowl, the way a couple of deliveries of Keshav Maharaj's turn, Muthuswami's delivery turn, this wicket will, if it starts spinning, it'll be much quicker, it'll be more troublesome for South African batsmen, because this is a different soil in comparison to Vizag. Because when the ball started spinning, it allowed the batsmen a little bit of time, a shade of time, so that they could go out there and improvise. Here you won't get that time. If it turns, it'll turn with bounce, and it'll turn with that sort of zip. So I think Ashwin and Jadeja will be very, very keen in bowling. And don't forget, Umesh Yadav with his raw pace will also be looking to trouble the South African batsmen, because we here in India, our quicker bowlers are bowling at a much better length in comparison to the South African bowlers.
Right, Ajay. So in fact, like Nikhil said, it's going to be delectable when our spinners will come on to bowl. And Ashwin and Jadeja have already proven themselves time and again, not only in this series but in the last one as well. Out of the 70 wickets that were taken, 57 were taken Absolutely. By Ashwin and Jadeja. So it's something that it's going to be a treat for a purist cricket fan.
Absolutely. And as Nikhil rightly mentioned, this surface at Pune, always with the red clay, there's much more bounce for the spinner. And as a spinner, once you're getting that bounce and that extra turn, both of them can be lethal. And also the factor that we need that both of them, Jadeja and Ashwin, are high on confidence. They have done well in the first Test match. That confidence always reflects when you come into bowl the next time around. And South Africa would be aware of that. They need, their younger lot as well. We saw Du Plessis doing well. Someone like Markram up the order. They have to get runs. Dean Elgar was superb in the last Test match. But as a batting unit, they have to click. And that's going to be important for South Africa.
Right. And Mr. Bedi, last thoughts from you?
It remains to be seen whether they will be able to put up that fight. 431, they made it. Whether they lost, that is different. That the very fact that they came back and they fought back, it remains to be whether they will be able to repeat that scenario, which I doubt. Every time you cannot repeat that scenario. If they do, then it will be a tribute to them that they can fight back. But at the moment, given that India is dominating, in a dominating position.
All right, so like Nikhil Chopra said it, and like Mr. Bedi and Ajay also said it, that India are in a dominating position. They are in the driver's seat on day one. Yeah. And all they have to do is just maintain the momentum and keep up the confidence that they had in the first game as well, and on the first day as well.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.